I have a confession to make and it's a little embarrassing, so stay tuned. As you can probably tell by the title of this video, I'm a writer and I'm in a reading slump. I find this super embarrassing because at the moment all I'm doing is writing and editing and preparing my books for publication. So in the beginning of 2019, I set a reading goal to reach 40 books by the end of the year. My reasoning behind that was to read more books every year as the years have gone on, and I have done that. However, I'll just check. As of today, which is the 2nd of September, I am 8 books behind schedule, and it sort of feels a little overwhelming, but I'm about 55% way through my reading goal. So I've read 22 books so far, and I haven't read a book since, according to Goodreads, I sort of feel this is accurate, but I haven't read a book since August 15. And that book was Agatha Race and the Busybody by MC Beaton. I actually really love that series, by the way. Usually listen to it via Kindle Whisper Sync for voice, so I purchased the audiobook and the Kindle book together, so I usually get the audiobook for a special price, which is really nice. I haven't read anything since then, and actually, sorry, it's the 2nd of October, not the 2nd of September. So maybe it hasn't been that long, but I was behind already. And then I just haven't read anything for weeks on end. And at one point I was starting to catch up. This experience has sort of led me to ask myself a few questions. Was I over ambitious when I created that reading goal? As a writer, I love reading, but writing has to come first. This is partly because my goal for this year originally was to publish Missing, Silence and Immunity by the end of the year. And then I sort of changed it because I realized that I probably couldn't keep up with the rapid release model, and I didn't particularly want to be exclusive to the Amazon KDP Select program, or if you're a reader, it's the Kindle Unlimited, because I sort of feel like my books would be great for the French market, and a lot of French readers, they don't go to Amazon and buy a Kindle ebook. They will go to Fnac, and they probably have a Kobo, and they'll probably purchase it from the Kobo store. So I have to think of who would buy my book and where would they buy it from. In light of that, I've decided not to rapid release and just to stick to my original idea of being a couple of books ahead of myself. So if I have a major life event, like if I have a child, then I can be prepared for that. If I need to take time away from writing, then readers won't notice really, because I've got two books ahead of schedule. So that was the plan. In light of my writing goals, should I change my reading goal, or should I try and knuckle under and meet my reading goal? So how am I going to get myself out of this reading rut? Obviously, I've decided to attempt to catch up with my reading goal because I feel like my creative well is empty. Maybe not empty, it's running dry. And what I mean by a creative well is, in order to be creative, you need to absorb a lot of creative things like watch film, read books, and if you're writing, it's much easier to read and go to museums and do stuff like that, and these things help give you ideas. You don't necessarily take ideas from what you're reading, but it sort of triggers ideas, and this is really important as a writer. And I sort of feel like at the moment, because I'm in a more analytical mindset and I'm in the editorial phase of writing, and I've been in the editorial phase for quite some time now, I sort of feel like my well is running dry. Like the little bucket's gone down and it's bringing up dirt instead of water. So what steps am I going to take to try and meet my reading goal of reading 40 books a year, or at least catching up and attempting to make up those 8 books? And I want to do it fairly, like I just don't want to read 8 short stories because I feel like that's cheating. Step number 1 is to listen to an audiobook as I eat breakfast, and then go about sort of my morning routine, which involves a lot of cleaning up the kitchen, like those type of chores and getting ready for the day. So while I'm doing all of those, I want to be reading. This is something I do every day, and usually I watch a YouTube video, so instead of doing that I can listen to an audiobook, which makes sense that I could be using that time to be doing something different. And I'm going to start publishing more content about books on this channel. So I'm going to focus a lot of videos on books within the mystery, thriller and suspense genres, or at least talking about what I love about these genres. Because I've been meaning to for quite some time to start a podcast that's dedicated just to readers of this genre. Hopefully these two changes will encourage me to read more books in the last 3 months of this year. So I guess my question for you is, how do you get yourself out of a reading slump? Let me know by sharing your thoughts in the comments section below. I'm super interested to see or to hear what you actually do if you're in a situation like me and you're in a reading slump. You don't necessarily have to be a writer, but sometimes life does get in the way and you don't have time for reading. So how do you get back to reading? Let me know in the comments section below. So if you love this video, then give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, then hit the subscribe button. Remember to hit the bell icon to be notified about more videos just like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!